Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio, this is Northeast Georgia Business Radio presented by Regions Bank. Start building your financial confidence at Regions Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing member. Welcome back, folks, to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon, and yeah, we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. A big thank you to our associate sponsor, Bottom Line Tax Solutions. Are you paying too much in taxes? You probably are. Back to the show. I have with me today from the Carter Treatment Center, right here in Jefferson, actually. I have with me Cam Carter. Cam, welcome to the Northeast studio.
Thanks for having me, dude.
How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Just happy to be here.
Just hanging out.
That's right.
That's what we're doing.
That's right.
I did say right here in Jefferson. I am correct on that.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, we're literally...
The paint's drying.
Right.
Yeah.
We're literally 5 minutes down the road.
From the studio.
Yep.
And a really great bistro in between us.
Which one's that?
That would be Time Decatur Bistro to Go.
Really?
You didn't know about that?
No.
They're a community partner.
Oh, really?
They are literally right between us.
I'll have to check them out.
We got to go eat there. It'll be
absolutely.
awesome. The Carter Treatment Center. Now, coincidence, your last name is Carter.
Yep, completely coincidence.
I was giving you a hard time earlier about that.
Right, yeah.
You're not the boss's kid.
I am not. I've been with the company for going on 5 years, so we have been around for a while. But the Jefferson location is brand spanking new.
This is location 3, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprinkled, all over the metro?
Yeah.
Well, this is North Metro, I guess, technically.
So we had a location down in Peachtree City a couple years back. We didn't continue with that one. We had one in Suwanee that we kind of ended up just combining, if you will, with the flagship, which is Cumming, Georgia.
Okay, yeah.
And then several months back, we opened a mental health primary called Imagine Wellness.
Now, where's that location?
The Imagine Wellness, our primary mental health program is in Peachtree Corners.
Perfect. I know where that is.
Yeah.
Us old folks know it as Norcross.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Don't say Norcross to the wrong person.
Right, exactly. We just saw a need in Jefferson and the surrounding areas, Athens especially, and just figured, why make them come all the way out to Cumming when we've got a beautiful facility that we can make right here in Jefferson. So
now, what exactly is the Carter Treatment Center specializing in?
So we are substance abuse outpatient treatment. Yep.
Opiate?
Anything. Alcohol, opiates, methamphetamine seems to be really heavy here in Jefferson.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
That's
eye-opening.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the first point of contact with almost every client that walks through the door. If you call the number online or on our website, it rings my cell phone. So whether I'm in the office or in the car,
you are the point of contact.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So people that call will be either me or Naomi, 9 times out of 10 that pick up the phone. If what the caller is looking for matches what we offer.
Sure.
Which is, again, outpatient treatment. If you're here in Jefferson and you're working a career and you are looking to just commute to treatment, meaning you work second shift or something, but Monday through Friday, 11 to 2, you're available for group therapy. You can commute to our program. However, most clients join our supportive housing. So we do have supportive housing available. It's the new apartment complex in Pendergrass called The Point.
Yeah.
They're super nice. And when I say brand new, I mean they've only rented out about half of the units so far. So, I mean, half of the units haven't even been lived in yet.
Talk about paint drying.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Super nice. We work with individuals that are struggling with resources on the front end to just go ahead and get in. We give them a few weeks to look for work. We help them find work. And then once they're working, we work with them on rent and all of that at that point. in the meantime, they're coming to group Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. We pair each client with an individual therapist that they meet with weekly for one-on-one sessions. We're drug screening them regularly. So yeah, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of what we offer. Drug and alcohol, outpatient treatment. Now, if I get a call from someone that needs something a little bit more, like I said, I've been working with Carter for 4 or 5 years. I've got a lot of connections and relationships with higher levels of care.
Right.
Inpatient treatment centers that can bring them in for detox, for example, or even for maybe a 30-day stay, residential treatment, just to kind of get a foundation going before they step into the lower level of care of outpatient treatment. But yeah, man, when I'm talking to these people, one of the first things I ask them about is, what are you struggling with? Or what is your husband struggling with? Or son struggling with? It's incredible how many people are struggling with meth out here.
Wow.
It really, that's typically, when I was working in Cumming, I worked at a couple other treatment centers before coming to Carter. That's usually really low on the list. You're usually looking at alcohol and opiates these days.
Right.
But out here, man, I don't know what the deal is.
Simpler to make? Simpler to get a hold of?
Maybe. And, I'm thinking they've either got a supplier that lives around here or potentially a route that goes through here on its way to Atlanta.
An artery,
or something.
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
But it just comes up way too often out here.
Wow.
To think that it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a sad thing that there are so many people that need help, treatment, whatever it may be. At the same time, I am happy that we're here to provide that.
Now, I saw on the website a phrase, sustainable sobriety. Mm-hmm. Question, unfair question. Forgive me if it's blunt. Mm. Once an addiction, always an addiction? Mm. Is there truth in that?
Yes. So I'm speaking just to be a little transparent with you.
We love it.
I'm an addict in recovery myself. April 12th was 10 years.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I was a IV heroin user at the end, for the last couple of years. So I took it all the way, right?
What does that mean, IV? You were...
I was shooting
Okay, you were shooting. You were shooting
right.
up.
Yeah,
I got you.
sorry.
I got you. No.
It did start like you always hear, right? Partying with friends in high school, just drinking, smoking a little weed. In hindsight, I can see that I was already kind of, what's the term? You're preloaded to be an addict, right? I had those addictive behaviors.
I got you. Yeah.
Yes, I was doing, quote unquote, what everybody else is doing, Mom, right? Which is partying on the weekends and, maybe smoking some weed here and there. But I was always the one going way too far.
I got you.
I was always the drunkest one there, the loudest one there, the one getting the cops called on us, the one getting in fights.
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy.
I hear you. But something obviously intervened.
When?
Thank goodness.
Well, yes.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
You're sitting here with me today.
Right. But it was a slow creeping kind of, I was drinking, I was smoking, but it was on the weekends, and then it became a little bit more regular. And then, I actually totaled a car. My dad got me my, quote, dream car when I was 18. It was a Honda Element, brand new. I loved those cars. I just had a kind of a wild night after work one night, and I was driving it to a friend's house, and I totaled it.
Wow.
That kind of started me on the opiate path, the painkillers for the car accident.
That introduced you to it.
Yep. Yeah. And you would be shocked by how many people, again, working on this side of treatment for the last about 9 years, the number of opiate addicts I've met that their introduction to opiates that led to injecting heroin or, using heavier things like fentanyl started with an innocent prescription to painkillers.
Gotcha.
You know,
that introduction.
Yeah. if you're already kind of, again, I still can't think of the word, pre-loaded for addiction, if you have those addictive behaviors and then you're given something as addictive as opiates, Lortabs, Percocets, whatever they may be, even if they're on the low end of strength, I've heard it described as a key that fits the lock in your brain you didn't know you had.
Oh, wow.
So you take it, all of a sudden, all your worries are gone, you feel euphoria, and before you know it, your prescription's gone, and you were supposed to have, another 2 weeks worth.
Right.
And then that goes to, hey, asking your friends, asking your weed dealer, whoever, can you get me more? Then that goes on, and before you know it, nothing's strong enough anymore, You just try the hard stuff.
Go to the next thing.
That's right. And then legal issues and burning the bridges with the families and friends, and that's where the whole kind of nightmare really takes root. You feel like once you get to that point, you truly feel like you're hopeless. There's no way out, nowhere to turn, no one to help you. I think that's one thing that many people don't recognize is how difficult it is to ask for help, right? This substance keeps you alive, you feel, right? It's the only way you
can't live without it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can't go to work today if I don't have it.
Exactly.
I can't function without it, but I'm supposed to kind of tell on myself to my parents or my spouse or my boss, whoever, and tell them I need you to take this thing away from me and give me the time to learn how to live without it. It's terrifying.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
We're going to take a real quick break, get in a community partner, and folks, we will be right back. One of our great community partners is Logo Surfing Promotional Items and Apparel, your local supplier of all things branded. Contact Logo Surfing today to access the largest selections of affordable promotional products and custom apparel. Haruko and her team can provide the swag you need. T-shirts, hats, drinkware, writing instruments, banners, and much, much more. Visit logosurfing.com. That's logosurfing.com. Find the right promotional items for you. And while you're at it, visit our new website, negabrx.com, to see all our great community partners. Cam, you still there?
I am.
Sweet, man. Didn't run off on me.
No, sir.
We were getting pretty deep there for a second.
Yeah, man, I've got a problem with that.
You've been, no, you don't. You've been through a little bit there.
Yeah. And, these days, being 10 years out of it, it really, I tell people all the time, it feels like a night, it's like a bad dream. When I look back on that, when I meet new people, for example, even if it's in the industry and I'm just shaking hands, kissing babies, and I let them know that I am in recovery myself. And if we get talking a little bit and I start sharing some of what I just shared, people are just like, I just can't even imagine
Can't picture you
like
doing
that.
anything
Right,
like that, right?
Right. And I tell them, I know because it's the same for me. When I look back on that, I can't believe that was my life. That I was that guy, that I was stealing from my own loved ones, right? That I would get locked up for, I got 3 minor under the influence charges before I was 21.
Yeah.
Just to kind of let you know what I mean by I was that guy at the party, right?
Yeah.
I was the guy that we would, quote, pre-game at the house, then go out for the UGA game, and I would be the one that gets locked up downtown.
So were you afraid to get help?
I was.
I've always heard there's fear of getting help.
Absolutely.
Admitting the problem. Or what,
Yes.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, so a lot of us know, I mean, it's undeniable that we have a problem.
Right.
But admitting it to anyone other than ourselves is next to impossible until you do.
Right.
But don't get me wrong, there's definitely a period of time I would say, I hate speaking in absolutes, but I would say in just about every addict or alcoholic's experience, there is a period of time where you're in denial yourself.
Of course.
I've got a memory of going to pick up some painkillers off the street, if you will, with a buddy of mine, Steve, who, rest in peace, he actually passed away to the disease years after this. But we were going to pick up some. Well, we had just picked up some, and we were on our way back home, and we were all giddy because we had our dope, right? I'll never forget. It was like straight out of a movie or something. We were, I'm driving, he's in the passenger seat, and we're literally telling each other, we don't have a problem. Like, we could stop right now if we wanted to.
Right now.
And then he'd be like, yeah, dude, we could stop right now. And I'm like, yeah, like right now. But we didn't because we couldn't. Right. But we wanted to believe that we could. And that's kind of one of the things, the disease, I do believe, I'm in the camp that believes addiction is a disease, a mental disorder. That's one of its tools, is convincing you don't have it.
Right.
In fact, it's the only disease that has that feature. You've never met a diabetic that swears to God they're not a diabetic.
Right.
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 But with addiction, it's got this tricky little thing where it wants you to believe that you don't have it. And then once you overcome that, it convinces you that no one will help you.
Right.
So I'm your best friend. I'm here anytime you're struggling. And it really is. It's like a super toxic best friend. It's there anytime you need it. However, it causes so much strife in your life.
Oh, yeah.
It trashes your relationships. You lose jobs over it. Its ultimate goal is to take your life.
Yeah, it's going to kill you eventually.
Yeah. So, yeah, it convinces you that you're a lost cause, and it's hopeless and pointless to ask for help. But then, once you start to overcome that, you're once again kind of knocked down with the fear of, okay, I'm sure my mom would help me if I asked, or wouldn't abandon me.
Sure.
However, she doesn't have the money for this. The only thing that could help me is treatment. I know that I've tried a million different strategies of quitting on my own. None of them work. I always end up back at square one. I'm going to have to get professional help, but I don't have insurance. I don't have money. What's the point in even telling on myself? Because, I'm just going to tell.
It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Why bother?
Right. I'm just going to get myself in trouble. That brings up a point that I'd like to touch on real quick about us at the Carter Treatment Center recognizing that as a reality for many, if not most, people that are struggling with addiction. I've been there. I've been the guy that didn't have insurance to cover treatment. I've been the guy who had already burned all the bridges. I started off with insurance. I started off with my family's willingness to provide financial resources for me to go to places. However, I burned those bridges along the way. I would go to treatment, but not for me, just to get mom off my back or to get my girlfriend to stay with me. So therefore, I would go to treatment. I'd fool around the whole time, wouldn't take it seriously. I'd get out, use immediately, lose their trust, lose their faith in me once again. And after 3 or 4 times doing that, it was like, okay, Mom, I need help. And that door is no longer being answered.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Recognizing that so many people are in that situation, what we offer to try to eliminate those boundaries or roadblocks to treatment, if you're not insured, so insurance is what typically covers the treatment portion of the program. So again, the program, it's a 12-week program, Monday through Friday. Clients come to us for group therapy, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then individual therapy once a week for an hour that they schedule directly with their therapist. That portion is covered with insurance. If you have insurance, we're in network with most major insurance companies, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, Cigna. If you have insurance, it's as simple as giving me a call. We will run your insurance. We'll get back to you. If you owe anything, we'll let you know what that is. We offer payment plans. We'll work that part out with you. If you do not have insurance, still call. There's a nonprofit that we work with very closely, very often, called Hope Dealers. They're located in Holly Springs. They help individuals that are seeking treatment that do not have insurance get insurance. It's very affordable insurance. There are policies that don't cost any $0 premium. There are policies, I would say $0 to under $50 monthly premium.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And on top of that, now you're probably thinking, okay, a $25 monthly premium, I bet the deductible's $5,000.
$10,000.
Yeah. $0 deductible.
Wow.
Annual deductible, $0. And then anywhere from $750 to $1,250 annual out-of-pocket max. So, I mean, and these are Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna policies, Aetna policies. We can work that part out with you. The only catch to that is the policy doesn't go active until the first of the following month.
Depends on what time of the month.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I get people that call me on the first, second of the month. I still take them through that process, try to get them resources to help them hang in there until the 1st of December or the 1st of the next month. So it's always worth a call, but that is how it works. Now, with the supportive housing, that is an out-of-pocket cost. No insurance, unfortunately, covers housing fees. Yeah. Our housing fees are very low. It's $200 a week. But what we do in the case of someone, and this is probably the most common client, is, hey, I've got insurance, but I've been out of work for 3 months. Yeah. I've got kids that I have to pay for groceries for and this and that. I just can't afford the housing. We have what I call a 3-week contract where we bring you in understanding that you don't have the resources up front. So we bring you in, we give you 3 weeks to find employment, start working, start getting paid, and then we work with you on the rent. If you've got insurance, you're looking for help, but you don't have the financial resources to cover the housing, it's still worth a call. We'll still bring you in and get you started.
You want to see them at least trying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're really trying to remove any barriers to treatment. Yeah. We really are, because that is such a major reason people don't look for help.
Oh, yeah.
So if they know that I'm going to swat all of those down and they're still serious about it, then let's do it.
It's time.
Yeah.
All right, Cam, I know there's got to be a website.
Yes, sir. It's thecartertreatmentcenter.com.
That's easy to remember.
Yeah, very simple. That number's going to get you, the number on the website's going to get you to the person you need to speak to. My number, again, if you were to just Google the Carter Treatment Center in Jefferson, the number that pulls up is going to ring me.
Gotcha.
It's that simple.
Well, Cam, man, thanks for coming in today.
Man, thanks for having us.
Did we get it all in?
I believe we did.
We did. We got a lot in, man.
I mean, you could have just let me ride for another 3 hours.
Wind you up, let you go. We need a series for the Carter Treatment Center. For real. Featuring the Cam Carter.
That's right.
We need that.
Always happy to do it.
That would be cool. They're going to play music. I'm vamping at this point. Cool. And then we have to wrap up. See, there it is.
There it is.
Cam, seriously, thank you for coming in, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Folks, the Carter Treatment Center here in Jefferson. thecartertreatmentcenter.com. If you need help, if you know someone that needs help, Google it and get a hold of them. I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.
Savings goals keeping you up at night? Let a Regions banker help you build a Regions Green Print plan, a free financial roadmap personalized for what matters to you. Start building your financial confidence. Visit Regions.com to find a branch near you. Regions Bank, member FDIC.